Hey, DOTG here, and today we have the AFERIY P210, a spec beast of a portable power station in a small footprint. Let's get into it. Okay, just in case you ain't got all the time in the world, I identified 5 key features that I think the AFERIY stands out from other power banks. Number 1 is going to be the price. It is only 44 cents per watt hour. Now that lithium iron phosphate batteries have come down drastically in price, you can get a massive power bank like this at a good value. Now don't forget, I will leave a discount code down below so you guys get a good chunk off as well. Especially right now, there is a Black Friday deal going on, so you get additional $80 off. Number 2 is it is a spec beast with a 2400 watt pure sine wave inverter. Now what does that mean in English? It means you can run 99% of all of your home goods, appliances, power tools, whatever you can throw at it. I'm not even sure what runs at 2400 watts, but you can run 13 different items at the same time. As I mentioned, it is an LFP battery. This is the safest battery on the market. Now with the prices going down, it's 2048 watt hours in a small package like this is pretty incredible. Now number 3 is industry leading warranty. It's going to give you a full 7-year warranty. That is insane. The most I have ever seen is 5 years. Most manufacturers is 1 to 2 years, but the AFERIY is going to be 7 years. So you get a lot of peace of mind there. You spend your hard-earned money, you want it to be reliable, and it's gonna be covered for 7 years. Now number 4, it has UPS. That stands for uninterruptible power supply. Let's say you have a tornado, windstorm, earthquake, whatever the case may be, and you are without power. This is going to switch over in 10 milliseconds, so you're not going to lose any valuable information or critical communications at all. Now number 5, I am not kidding you guys when I tell you this. This is the quietest power bank I have ever owned, regardless of the size of it, small, big, massive, or not. This is bar none the quietest power bank I have ever used. Charging, discharging, I barely hear that. And if you're sensitive to any noises like I am, you're gonna really appreciate the P210. Okay, those are my top 5 key features. Now for all the nitty gritties and a tour, let's get into it. Okay, let's talk about everything that comes in the box. It was very well packaged. It came in a box within a box, so I like that it's very well packaged. The unit's not going to get damaged. So it's going to come with a bag, the AFERIY official bag. You can cover this whole thing up, nice to protect it from dust and whatnot. Inside, another little bag here. It kind of looks like a toiletry bag. Inside, you're going to get your solar connector, the MC4 to XT90 connection, and it charges at 500 watts. It also comes with an AC port adapter that's going to charge at 1100 watts. So it's nice that you can keep all the cords organized, and then, you know, if you're not using it, you're going to store it, go ahead and put a bag over everything. Now, I've had the AFERIY P210 now for about a month. I like to keep it for at least 3 weeks before I do a full review. And I have a lot of thoughts, pros, cons. Stay tuned for the cons because there are some. No product on planet Earth is perfect. It's not always puppy dogs, rainbows, and lollipops. So stay tuned for that. First, let's get into a tour. Okay, let's go ahead and turn it on. Hit this button, 3-second hold. You have a massive LED here. Let's go ahead and do this plastic pull. Y'all ready for this one? Yes, you cannot not see what's on here. You have the output time remaining in hours or minutes depending on what you're using. You have your output and input. You can switch the hertz as well. Currently 75%. Over here, you hit this button, it's going to turn on all your DC here. You have your typical socket. You have your 12 volt at 3 amps here. And you also have an XT60 connection right here. So here you have 4 USB-Cs. I like that. This is more modern than most power banks. Normally they're only going to give you 2. This gives you 4, 3 at 20 watts and 1 at 100 watts. To activate that, you hit the button. And as you can see, the icon shows up right there. And you also have 2 regular USB-A quick charges right here. And you hit a little button here and you have the light. Hit it again. Now you're in SOS, aka dance mode. So go ahead and turn that off so you don't get seizures at home. Right up top, you have a flap right here. Empty slot for the cords or something like that. I like to leave the AC power cord right in here. It's nice to keep it on you at all times, and it fits right in here. Nice big handles. So you're gonna lift up this little flap right here. You have the AC port at 1100 watt maximum, and you have an XT90 port here with 500 watts of solar maximum right here. Couple fans. Now let's check a look at the other side. Now on this side we're gonna have the inverter. Of course, it's pure sine wave. Most modern power banks are gonna have the pure sine wave. It's not the modified anymore, but I figured I should just mention it anyways. Now you're gonna have 2400 watt maximum for 6 ports, so you can power whatever, microwave, blender, power tools, whatever you want to throw at it right here. 6 ports. That's kind of nice. Of course, the fans to exhaust this entire power unit, and it is very quiet like I mentioned. Okay, so now let's see what the AFERY can actually power. Let's throw everything at it and see what happens. First off, let's go ahead and charge up my computer. Okay, it's going to be USB-C, so we'll make sure that's on. So we'll plug the USB-C in. We'll go with the 100 watt. Computer is plugged in. See that? And we're currently using about 50 something watts. Now let's go ahead and plug in the iPad. Okay, iPad is plugged in. Now we are using 70 watts. Now let's go ahead and try to run a microwave. Why not? Okay, here's the microwave. We'll go ahead and plug it in. Okay, so now I got my induction cooktop as well. Let's plug it in and run everything at the same time and see if we can't get the AFERY to quit. Okay, turn that on. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn on the microwave. Okay, now on the screen here, jumping up to 200, now 900, 1100. Okay, stabilizing at 1100. That means we have 1400 watts to go. Let's turn on the induction. Okay. It's currently at 700. Now the screen, we're running at 1800 watts so far. Now let's go up. Now on the screen here, we got 2100 watts, and the induction's at 1000 watts. Let's turn that up to 1200. Now this is gonna jump up to 2300. Now let's try and go to 1400 and see what happens. 1400 watts on the induction, 2500 watts on the AFERY. Let's push our luck. It's probably gonna shut off right now. Let's see. Up to 1600 watts. On here, we're pushing 2500 watts still. Wow, I can't believe this. Let's keep going. 1800 watts, the maximum here, and it's still running. This should be turning off right now, but it's still running. Wow, I can't believe that. So let's go ahead and turn that off. Turn that off. Wow, that's pretty amazing. I ran this. It should have been past 2400 watts. It did not turn off. It just kept running. Induction cooktop, I went all the way up to 1800 watts. The microwave runs at 1000 watts, so that's 2800 watts, and it powered them both. That's pretty amazing. Let's go ahead and turn off the AC inverter. So there you go. That's a little test for you guys. It actually exceeded my expectation. It actually went above 2400 watts, running an 1800 watt induction cooktop and 1000 watt microwave. So there you go, guys. That's a little test of what the AFERY P210 can actually power. I'm actually impressed. All right, let's keep it moving. Okay, so now let's do the sound test. We're gonna plug it into my house inverter and charge up the AFERY, and let's see how it sounds. Okay, here we go. Input is climbing now, and maximum is 1100 watts charging. Okay, it's ramping up. 420. Whatever you hear now is a car driving by. It's probably still hot from running that microwave, but that's okay. Also, the background fan noise that you hear is my house inverter. It is not the AFERY. So 1100 watts. That's what it sounds like. Again, don't mind the background fan noise. It's my house inverter. But in terms of the AFERY, I can barely tell that it's on. Ultra quiet, the quietest power bank I have ever reviewed on the channel. We're at 1100 watts here, the maximum. And I can't hear anything. Take it from me. Maybe the sound that you do hear currently is cars driving by and my own house inverter powering this. But the power station itself is whisper quiet. It's getting a thumbs up for me for the sound test. Okay, now it's time for part of the show that we're gonna call Petty or Legit. Okay, y'all tell me, are these gripes petty or legit? As I always say, there's no product on planet Earth that is perfect. Now, these are going to be minor gripes in my opinion. Y'all tell me what you'll think, okay? Number one is when the fan does come on. Again, it is ultra quiet, but I do smell a faint something that smells kind of like electronics. Is it that big of a deal? No. But is it noticeable? Yes. So y'all tell me down below, is that petty or is that legit? It does have a light smell to it. Now, I don't know if that's just getting through the break-in period or it's my review unit or whatnot. But again, there is a smell to it. Now, number two. Now, if everything is on or even one thing is on, I noticed that the screen does not turn off. So let's say you have your refrigerator plugged in here and you run that thing 24/7. Does that mean the screen will never turn off even when you're sleeping? Now, I haven't read through page for page, word for word, the owner's manual yet. I'm sure maybe there's a way to turn off the screen while still using it. But that's one thing that I noticed, that the screen does not turn off on its own without doing anything. If you're using it like powering something, right? And of course you are going to be powering something all the time. Like I mentioned, a refrigerator, it needs power 24/7, and it would be nice that the screen would turn off while still powering something. Let's say you have this right by your bed or something and you don't want this LED to be shining in your face at night. Now, is that the biggest deal? No, not really, because I don't power a refrigerator with this. I have a house battery for that. So the screen is not a big deal for me. I just turn it on in the morning and, charge up my electronic devices per usual. But for you, you may, depending on where this is, you may be annoyed by this little light. It's not the biggest deal. I'm already going to call it. It's petty. But you guys tell me in the comments if it is a legit gripe or not. So those are the two little minor things I've noticed after owning this unit for an entire month. It's not always butterflies, lollipops, and rainbows. Those are my two little minor gripes. What y'all think? Let me know in the comments. Is it petty or is it a legit gripe? Okay, so should you buy this unit? I really do think so, because it has massive specs, 2400 watt pure sine wave inverter, over 2000 watt hours of LFP batteries, the safest of its kind. You can power many things, 13 different things at the same damn time, and it is a smaller footprint. I have other power banks, check my catalog if you want, that have similar stats that are a lot bigger, that are like at least 4 inches in depth bigger and taller and longer than this unit. So it has the specs, but it is a smaller unit. Also, it has double the specs that some others do that with the same size footprint. I have some that are 1000 watt hours with 1000 watt pure sine wave inverter that are a little bit bigger than this, if you can believe that. I'm not gonna name no names, but this one has double the stats in a slightly smaller casing. So that may be very important to you. Also, it is whisper quiet, the quietest power bank I've ever reviewed. No hyperbole, just speaking facts. And right now it is an amazing deal as well. Black Friday plus my coupon down below. If you guys are in the market for a new battery bank, give the AFERY P210 a chance. It has a 7-year warranty if you ever have a problem with it. 7 years is the longest warranty I've ever heard of, so that's got going for itself as well. Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. If you liked the video, like and subscribe. Toodle pip, and I'll see you later. Peace.